So looks like somebody got in here while the floor was drying. Some kind of little kitten. The floor takes about 3 weeks to dry, so if anything comes, we know it. To start the final layers of the floor. The first layer has been drying for about 3 weeks, and you can see we've got a couple big cracks, but we have some nice solid chunks in there. The big cracks are expected because this home is directly connected to the earth, so all of that moisture in the floor gets absorbed like a sponge into the earth beneath it. And this first layer is to allow those cracks to happen so that your upper layers can be protected from moisture and cracking. Cement floors are most common here. You won't see earthen floors in this area, so this is all a bit of an experiment. In this area, I've seen ceramic tile floors. In some indigenous communities, you might even see floors that were clay and compressed just with the pressure of the feet of the people that were in it. And with that, they were able to last a decent amount of time, and they were often waxed. So what I'm doing here is trying a different method. I am filling these cracks with a bit of sand just so we can put our new plaster on a solid surface. After this, I'm going to make my mix. I'm going to prepare the experiment, playing with the amount of sand and straw so that we can get a nice solid compressed floor. And then I'll seal with some natural drying oils once we're finished. So we're going to do a test on this patch of the floor. We've got a soil here that I've sourced from a local farm. It already has a lot of sand in it. We're gonna add more sand. Right now we're trying the ratio of 2 sand to 2 of soil that I have. The soil has a little bit of clay in it. The clay is what acts as the binder. You want a really gritty, sandy mix for this. So we're gonna throw in some water, mix it up, and then we're gonna add in some paja, some straw that's been chopped very finely, much finer than what the base layer is, because the base layer cracked, which is expected, but with the top layer, you want it to be very sandy, very gritty, lots of paja picada, lots of chopped straw, and we're gonna give this a test and see how it goes. What I've studied, that this is too much water in the mix, but it's already mixed, so we're going to throw in the sand and we're going to see the straw and then see how it comes out. I'm going to do another test on the other side with much less water and see if that works better. So we'll have 2 different experiments going on. So we've used 2 of this of sand that's coarse grind and then also sifted, and then we've used 2 of these of paja picada, the straw that's been finely chopped, and then we have 2 of this of soil, and it's very sandy soil, not very clay heavy soil.
Muy seca.
Muy seca, así debe ser. Ooh, así es perfecto, pienso yo. I thought that we put too much water in this mix, but the paja, the straw, actually dried it out a lot. It's okay to add a little bit too much water when you're mixing it, so make it kind of like a sludge. So you mix sand and soil first, then water, mix it all together, and then you add your paja, and then really grit it in through your fingers to get it all mixed up well, and then we're gonna lay it down. that I've done with this house where I've read so much, I've studied so much, and I've tried it, and it just wasn't working out with our space just because there's just so many different things involved. There's climate, there's, you know, people have different pressures that they work with their hands, and a lot of different factors that go into it that you can't, it's hard to take into account. But I have a feeling this floor is going to turn out great. Our first little test, this is a 2 centimeter layer, very thick. It's a little bit hard to work with. It's a little bit sandy, it's a little bit gritty. It looks very similar to what I've seen people working with online. The difference is that you don't know how much sand content is in your soil. It's not like the first layer. The first layer was very like wet, it had a lot of moisture in it, and you can very easily spread it around. This one, you want it to be kind of dry when you're putting it on, and really like punch holes in it and get it in place, and then put a lot of pressure to smooth it out. I think it's gonna be one of those rare moments where we do it right the first time. Refreshing to have that when you've done so many different tests that have required days, weeks, months of errors, trials, but yeah, it's nice to see something work out the first time.